Hey, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we'll be taking a look at an iPhone 11 running iOS 17 here in 2023, and I'll be answering the question of whether should you upgrade to iOS 17 right now or wait for a few more weeks or a month until a more stable version of iOS 17 is released. Currently we're running iOS 17.0 because iOS 17 was released as far as the time of this video goes 2 days ago on the 18th of September, and it's been 2 days since, and we are still running 17.0. So should you or should you not upgrade right away? And we'll also talk about some of the features on iOS 17 and basically how it affects the iPhone 11 as a whole. We'll go over the battery, the performance, a browser demo, etc, etc. So now this is the iPhone 11 running iOS 17 here in 2023. So as always, before jumping right in, don't forget to smash that like button down below as it helps this video get on YouTube's algorithm. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell notification button so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Also, if you have any questions or comments regarding the iPhone 11 running iOS 17, don't forget to leave it down in the comment section below. We can start a discussion or I can answer your questions. My social media is also linked down in the description below, which includes Instagram, Discord, and Twitter. And now let's jump right into this video. So here's the list of iOS 17 compatible devices, and as you can see, the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro are actually slowly getting there in terms of when they're eventually going to be phased out. Of course, I have a feeling that there will be two more major updates for the iPhone 11, the iPhone 11 Pro, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max, because as you can see, the XR and the XS are actually below the iPhone 11. So maybe the XR and the XS will get iOS 18 and the iPhone 11 will get iOS 19 as its last. So the XR and the XS will get 18 as their last update, their last major update, and the iPhone 11 will probably get iOS 19 as its last major update. So two more major updates to go. Most likely it's probably gonna be like 3, I think, but I'd safely say there's at least 2, but hopefully we get 3 more major updates out of the iPhone 11 because it's still quite a popular phone. So that's the situation in terms of updates as far as this year goes. So if you want a quick answer whether you should or not update to iOS 17 on your iPhone 11, the answer is go ahead. It's perfectly fine. There's no serious detrimental effect that iOS 17 has had on the iPhone 11. And I know this because I actually have 2 iPhone 11s that I use as my main recording cameras here on the channel. This one, which is my usual front-facing camera or POV, and if you're a regular on the channel, you already know this. And this one is usually the POV camera, and the one I'm using to record now, that one over there, that one is usually the vertical camera angle facing downwards on the table. So these two phones both have been updated to iOS 17, and they're identical phones. Both are purple, both are 64 gigs, and I use both of them as cameras here on the channel. The one in the frame is the one that I use as POV, and the one through the that I'm recording this video with is the vertical camera angle. So both of these phones have been running iOS 17 for 2 days now, and they work just fine, just the way I intended to use them, and I use them on a day-to-day basis for recording videos and stuff. So I know their general performance, and I actually spent some time using them like normal phones as well. And I can tell you with certainty that iOS 17 hasn't had any detrimental effect in terms of performance on these phones. They are exactly the same as they were on iOS 16. So I have 2 iPhone 11s as examples here, and I can tell you iOS 17 hasn't had any detrimental effects. It's exactly the same as iOS 16 in terms of performance. Now let us run a quick test to basically benchmark how apps open after this update, how fast they are, and how they how well the phone keeps them running in the background, so that they don't have to be reloaded. It's basically a test of speed in general, and of course RAM management as well, two things that are heavily affected by newer updates. So as you can see, no apps are open in the background, so the RAM is free, and of course all the apps that we'll be testing have been updated to their latest versions as of the 20th, 2 days after the release of iOS 17. So all the apps are up to date and good to go. So let's start off with YouTube Studio. Loads almost instantly there. Of course, with the Wi-Fi, it depends on how fast your Wi-Fi is. Calendar opens just fine. Calculator, instant. Freeform, that new drawing app or scribbling app, don't know really what that is. There you go. That opens just fine as well. Let us go to voice memos there. Again, instant. Clock, instant. Let's open the camera real quick, take a photo. Works just fine. And now we can actually do a browser demo as well. Let's open Safari and go straight to Apple's website. There we go. Apple's website opened instantaneously. And I've said this in the past, Apple's website's really hard for older phones to open, even with good Wi-Fi, because of all the fancy animations. But if we go to a highly animated page, you'll see that everything loads just fine. The animations work just fine. They're smooth, they're fluid. There you go. As you can see, the animations work just fine, and Apple's website is snappy as ever. So I've said, if anything can load Apple's website, it'll load anything else. That's because Apple's website has so many fancy animations and stuff like that. It's just a heavy website to load in general. Let's just open some more pages here. See more animations. There we go. Whoop. There we go. Really smooth, really fluid, perfect. So as you can see clearly, there is no stutter or lag or whatever there. We can load Google just fine as well. Let's also go to Nokia's website, so nokia.com. Let's go over there. A less refined website than Apple's website, but as you saw, it loaded just fine, perfectly there. And then we can close all of those, go back, and let's see if the stuff's still running in the background. Yep, the scribbles are still there. Everything's running just fine. YouTube Studio didn't have to be reloaded. It's not an ideal test. Of course, we need much more apps, but it just gives you an idea of how everything works. So as you can see, everything is still open in the background, running just fine. It's really smooth, it's really fluid, and it's good to go. So yeah, everything works just fine in terms of app loading times, app RAM management, etc., on iOS 17 here on the iPhone 11. It hasn't been affected in any negative way whatsoever. Performance hasn't increased since iOS 16 either, but it hasn't decreased as well. So big thumbs up in terms of performance, no detrimental effects on performance as of iOS 17.0. Let us also quickly test out Face ID to show you that it has not been affected with this update. It's exactly the same as it was in terms of speed on iOS 16. So there we go. Let's do that again. There you go. Super fast. Just no problem there. So as you can see, Face ID is super fast on iOS 17. It's just the same as it was on iOS 16. Let us now go ahead and talk about some of the new features on iOS 17 on the iPhone 11. And I'll be using the footage from my iPhone 12 Pro Max video on iOS 17. And that's because iOS 17 is not one of those operating systems where all the phones have completely different features between them. The newer ones have the bigger features and the older ones have the less important features. iOS 17 is not that much of a major update where hardware makes a difference. So sure, there are minute differences, but all the major new features work on the iPhone 12 Pro Max and on the iPhone 11 as well. So I'm gonna just use that footage from the iPhone 12 Pro Max video here because it's exactly the same. And I'm on a time constraint, so I don't have to reshoot everything again. So let's discuss the new features as they are the same on the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the iPhone 11 on iOS 17. Alright, so finally let's discuss some new features on iOS 17, and of course we're just going to go over the major features. As you can see on Apple's website at the top here, there's a PDF for all new features, and you can go into every single new feature. Of course we can't cover all of that in this video, but you can go ahead and read every single new feature on Apple's website just fine. But today here we'll just cover the main features. So right off the bat, I can tell you that iOS 17 isn't the iOS that you've been waiting for. It's not a major jump by any means. Most of the features are just whatever. They exist, they're nice to have. Some of them are okay, some of them are crap. It's not an update that everyone was waiting for. We already kind of knew that. Some features, like I said, are great. Some of them are meh. So let's go into the first one. So that whole personalized phone call thing, customize what people see when you call, just basically a picture or a Bitmoji or emoji, whatever that thing you make. I don't make those. I don't know. I'm probably an old man at this point. I don't even have that on my Snapchat. So yeah, whatever that's called, you can put that, or it's a customization feature. Of course I didn't do it on mine. So but yeah, this is what it looks like. You can put your face and all that stuff, customize what people see when you call. That's quite nice. We have live voicemail. Send a call to voicemail and see a live transcript of the message. So also applies to iMessage. You can actually convert voice messages to script if you are at a meeting or you can't really listen to voice messages. Now if it's personal and you're in public, you just want to see a script, it'll translate for you. So send a call to voicemail and see a live transcript of the message. So as you can see, live transcript of that message. That's quite useful, especially when you're in a situation where you can't listen to a call or as far as messages go. Let me show you that. Where is it? It was on the messages. That's weird. There's definitely, oh, here we are. Read an audio message transcription. So did you make your own recorder? And someone has replied with an audio message, and it converts it for you. Now, of course, there's going to be a bit of error depending on the accent and all that stuff. And I'm not sure how the languages go. Maybe some language, maybe it's English for now. I'm not sure about that, but it'll hit the camera there, sorry. It'll convert your voice message to text. So that's really, really useful. That's something I really, really like. Whenever I'm at work or something, I can't really listen, don't have my headphones on or something like that. Converting it to text is great. So big thumbs up on that. I haven't used it yet, but it should be good. All your messages apps in one place, all your iMessage apps in one place. You have this check-in thing, that's good. You don't really have to message a friend after you leave their house at night or something like that. Check in, say you're good. That's a sort of a add-on feature I'd call, but you can use it, so that's good. But still, if you leave your friend's house at night and they tell you to check in, see if you're good when you get to your home, just call them. It's much better than this. Honestly, just call them. But catch up and swipe to reply, stuff like that. Search filters, you got all that stuff. Messaging took a bit of a update there, so that's good. Stickers, that's nice. You have all your stickers in one place. You can actually make stickers now out of your own photos. So create a one-of-a-kind sticker. You can basically use the app and basically take a subject or a shape or an object, something out, and you can make a sticker out of it. So that's actually quite nice. Again, I haven't had the time to use all of that, but it's self-explanatory. You can make stickers you don't need an external sticker app anymore, and you can stylize the stickers as well, as you can see there as well. Another nice feature, FaceTime. Record a video or audio message when someone misses your FaceTime call. That's pretty nice. Reply with a bit of personality, of course. Reply with a video or audio message instead of just texting them or calling them back if they can't answer now. So that's good. I don't really use FaceTime that much, but I see that is quite an important feature if you use it quite often. React with your hands, FaceTime on Apple TV, that's nice too. Alright, so standby or nightstand or whatever the hell you want to call it is a feature that I used last night, and it's okay. It's good to have, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will use this. It basically turns your phone into a digital nightstand when it's laying on its side and charging. Quite useful. There's a bunch of stuff you can do with it. It's quite nice to have, I guess, but I'd rather have my phone with its display off and Wi-Fi off and in silent mode at night. But hey, if you want, it's there for you. You can do multiple things with it. Basically turns your phone into a digital nightstand. So let me demonstrate it here. You have to have your phone plugged in. I have the thing plugged to a power bank. It should be charging. When you flip it on its side like that, it should automatically go into the mode. So as you can see, it's in this mode. You can swipe like this to change over. Now it's locked, so it doesn't show you everything. Here's a clock-like thing here that resembles those old Casio alarm clocks from back in the day. As you can see, you can change these as well. Photos, of course, appears here, and you can unlock this to show you photos. You can scroll up and down like that as well. And basically you can edit these as well. So let me just scroll a bit. Your fitness, you have quick notes, music, and you can put your photos there as well. We have stocks there as well, blah 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 blah. Let us go ahead and unlock this thing. Let me do that off screen here. Do that, unlock this thing, and you can actually change these by swiping like that and stuff like that. And then I think the Photos app opened on that side. Let me just switch over. As you can see, we can have a Photos app like that. Just shows you a bunch of stuff like that. You can actually change albums, etc, etc. This is one of my thumbnails from back in the day. I changed that to that album. So bunch of cool stuff, as you can see, and it turns red when you have it in night mode or reduced light mode. You can change that from settings, etc, etc. So that's nightstand mode. It's quite fun to have, but I probably won't ever use it. But hey, let me know down in the comments if you can use it. Interactive widgets is sort of an okay-ish thing that Apple added. Basically lets you interact with a widget without actually going into the widget to change anything in it. For example, you can actually tick off your reminders. You can change living room, your room lights or whatever from the home app and stuff like that. You can actually change them without going into the app. You can actually play, pause music, as you can see like that. It does not need to go into the app by pressing it to change it. Basically the stuff that Android has had for years, using a widget without going into the app itself. So yeah, even if you really like iPhones and you're a hardcore Apple fan, you must admit this is a major catch-up that Apple's playing, and they're not even close to Android widgets to begin with. So a lot of catching up to do, but it's nice that they're doing it. I guess still don't really care. It is what it is. This interactive widgets, something that Android has had for years. AirDrop got a bit more interesting. You can actually swap numbers with AirDrop. If you ask for someone's number, you can share your number just by airdropping like that. That's nice to have. Share with intention, blah 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 blah. Finish sending transfers over the internet. Hold to iPhone devices close together and instantly start a share play session. Oh, so share play, you can do that as well. There's a journal, a new app to write and remember. There's a journaling app. If you want that, it's there. And then no one can see your journal. You can lock it as well. Keyboard, that's quite of an interesting thing. Let me actually pull that up here. So you don't really, oh no, that's two. You don't really have to type the entire message. It predicts it for you, and instead of pressing these three at the top, you can just hit space and it'll predict the whole thing. So that's quite nice. So keyboard, tap spacebar to finish words or entire sentences. Hello, how are you? There you go. It sort of blurs it out behind you, and instead of just typing oh, how are you, tap, done. Or let's try something else. How is it? Okay, so it's not that smart. It didn't figure out. Okay, now it figured out the going. So tap the space bar, done. Let's erase that. Hey, will you be coming? Okay, so again, not very smart yet. I was gonna type, hey, will you be coming to school today? But it's getting there. So you can, instead of typing the entire thing, it'll sort of predict it to you, and you can hit space for it to work. Let's try that one more. Hey, what do you need from the okay, there we go. It got it this time. From the grocery store. Just hit space and you're good to go. So needs a bit of work, but it'll get there. So I see that having a bit of use on the day-to-day. So keyboard predict, it's even more accurate than autocorrect sort of is. So I hope Apple builds upon that. That's actually quite a neat feature as a whole. And it works on all apps, just not messages only. It worked on WhatsApp as well because I was using it today. Safari and passwords. You can create a profile now for Safari, so that if you hand your phone over to someone else, you can actually change profiles and lock out that. Keep your browsing separate from topics, work, personal, etc., so that when you hand the phone over to a friend to just probably Google something, you can have a profile that you can have him on instead of him seeing your search history, etc. So that's really nice. Faster and more relevant search, enhanced private browsing, locks your private browsing. You can lock your private browsing now. That's really nice. Just a good feature to have, again, when you're sharing your phone with someone to use. And then just a bunch of other stuff. Autofill verification. You can share a set of passwords to your trusted contacts. You can get an email this time for autofill, if just a double layer of protection there. Email confirmation for autofill, that's good. Music, play music together, collaborate on playlists, that's there as well. AirPlay on a device, intelligent, blah 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 blah. Just basic stuff. AirPods, adaptive audio, it sort of enhanced AirPods. Now here we go. Offline maps. Download maps to use offline. Again, Google has had this since forever, but finally Apple Maps got offline maps. I don't really need to explain offline maps to you. You highlight an area where you think you'll be going to, or hiking or driving or whatever, and download that so that you can use GPS when you don't have data on your phone, and the map is already downloaded. So Google Maps have had that for ages, but finally Apple Maps has it. I have yet to use it, but I'm pretty sure it'll be okay. But of course Apple is going to have to build up on it to catch up to Google Maps, because Google Maps is really good with offline mode. Remember, you're not going to get traffic updates, you're not going to get live updates, accidents, traffic updates, stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. But offline maps on Apple Maps, been waiting for that for a very long time. Siri got a bit of an update. Oh no, I didn't ask for my Siri. Okay, reminds you about stuff, the whole lot. Spotlight got an update. Visual lookup, find recipes, similar dishes. You can search visually now. And I'm pretty sure that's helpful for some people who aren't really sure what's in front of them and they want to take a photo of it, and it'll give you similar search results based on the photo. So visual lookup, that's quite nice. You can do that on video as well. Visual lookup on video. Health app, new mental health and vision health features, that's also great. Privacy and security, communication safety, sensitive content warning. You can blow sensitive photos and videos, etc. More control over what you share. Lockdown mode expanded from iOS 16, increases security, help protect against sophisticated cyber attacks, blah 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 blah, and of course so much more. And yeah, that's all I'll be covering in terms of just the general overview of the new features on iOS 17. Let me know what your favorite feature is on iOS 17 down in the comment section below. We can start a discussion. We can answer your questions. My favorite is of course I'm not really sure. It probably is the messaging thing with the predictive text. Really can't tell you. Again, like I said, iOS 17 it's not a big deal. It's okay, but honestly, I think the widgets is my favorite. So yeah, I'll go with the widgets. But let me know down in the comment section what your favorite feature is on iOS 17. So finally, we have come to the end of this video, and I hope this video helped you with your decision whether you're going to update or not to iOS 17 on your iPhone 11. And of course, let me know down in the comment section below if you'll be updating or not, or you'll be just giving it a few more weeks or a month until a more stable release of iOS 17 is put out. Just let me know down in the comment section below. But if this video did help you, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up on the like button, as it helps this video get on YouTube's algorithm. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that bell notification button so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Also, my social media is linked down in the description below, which includes Instagram, Discord, and Twitter. Leave a comment, ask some questions, we'll start a discussion, and we'll go from there. Let's just talk about iOS 17 in general. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask as well. Thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.